Some people are still waiting on another form of unemployment money called Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, or PUA. PUA is available to individuals who are self-employed, seeking part-time employment, and who don't qualify for traditional unemployment benefits. WRTV's Nikki Dementri has been following this issue for weeks. She joins us now in studio with what she is finding out. Nikki.
Hey, good evening, Amanda. For some, PUA payments restarted, while for others, they are still waiting to collect those benefits. Now, for those Hoosiers, it's been at least a month since any money has hit their bank accounts. And tonight, we're working for you and sharing the stories of two Central Indiana women who are still waiting for those benefits.
We aren't alone, although I wish everyone wasn't in this situation.
SHAWNEA coder is thankful to collect Social Security. Right now, she says it's the only thing helping her get by as she continues to wait for benefits under Pandemic Unemployment Assistance.
It really hurts not having it.
Although retired, the Wanamaker grandmother drove for Uber to help pay for expenses like her husband's medications. Once the pandemic hit, she had to hang up the keys and limit any exposure to keep the love of her life safe.
I did have to take a payday loan to get to his medications, because they were expensive. And I'm like, he's got to have them to breathe.
Coder says for months she's had issues with the DWD withholding pay, then releasing it. She hasn't seen a dime of PUA since early December.
That money is pretty important, and getting it as quickly as possible.
WRTV spoke with Victoria Stackhouse earlier this month as she navigated through pandemic unemployment assistance issues after the program lapsed in late December.
I am very scared that it's not going to work out, and that I should probably not even count on that money and just try to plan till tax time when I know that there's a more guaranteed amount coming.
Stackhouse says she's refinanced her house once and will have to do it again if her benefits don't arrive soon. She's experienced homelessness before and says what got her through that time was praying.
If I made it through that, I'll definitely make it through this.
Are you praying a lot now?
Yes. Very much.
Earlier this month, WRTV was told by the state those under pandemic unemployment assistance would start receiving benefits by the end of this month. Both women expected vouchers to come on the 22nd of this month after they said that's what the State Department of Workforce Development advised.
Since the release of the modified PUA and PEUC programs on January 22nd, we've paid 77,000 individual claimants on those programs.
Now, while some have seen PUA benefits, others like Coder and Stackhouse are still waiting. The DWD says vouchers were made available January 22nd, but several under PUA won't actually see them until the 29th. Concerning fraud, the DWD says 3 out of 4 PUA claims require additional processing because of it. Moving forward, these two women agree what they would like to see is communication and transparency from the state.
This should be something. It should be a priority. It's people's livelihoods. It's their lives.
Now, thousands of Hoosiers remain unemployed this evening, and a local economist is saying some of those jobs lost won't be coming back. Now, Ball State economist Michael Hicks likens this recession during the pandemic to Great Depression levels. He says the lower third of the income category is seeing the worst impact. The director of Center for Business and Economic Research says automation of labor markets is far more likely in the coming months.
I would be unsurprised if as many as 20% of displaced workers, so that's 100,000 workers here in Indiana, probably half of those in central Indiana, are at risk of not having those jobs return after COVID.
Short term, Hicks thinks labor markets will improve, but slowly. Events like March Madness tournament will spark a demand in some of the hardest hit industries, and Hicks expects this year to see more than a 2% growth. And under the Biden administration, the president proposed in his $1.9 trillion stimulus plan to extend those PUA benefits. The plan also sees a bump in the extra weekly federal benefit to $400. Now, Hicks says the 33% increase in these payments payments will not only help families, but also the local economy. Now, a third round of those stimulus payments are also included under this proposal. Now, for those who believe they are eligible for the first 2 stimulus checks and haven't yet received them, we have a detailed look at how you can make sure you can get them on this year's tax return. That's on our website, WRTV.com. For now, live in studio, Nikki Dementri, WRTV.